Hi everyone, Jaymes Mansfield here bringing you yet another video. Oh my god, you guys, I am taking you into my closet yet again as we discuss the looks I would have worn on All-Stars 8. Yes, because we are now officially out of the competition, so these are just outfits that I had planned that are now being worn in the Fame Games. So, this is episode 7, Miss Blank. Now, the category of this was any kind of pageant queen you want to be, like you have to be the winner of a pageant of some sort. The Miss Blank, and the blank could be fill in the blank, anything you want. So I decided to go a non-traditional route for this because you can go like to so many different ideas with this. Like I really had a lot of fun with this, and I wanted to do something that really calls back to something from my past, as well as like a little out of the box for me and for the competition that they wouldn't expect. So the way I approached this is I wanted to be a pro wrestler beauty queen. Hear me out. Okay, so I love pro wrestling. As some of you guys might know from this channel, I used to actually have shows on here doing like, you know, Queens of the Ring with my friend Sylvia Nix. We used to do all sorts of stuff that was wrestling related, as well as I actually participated in pro wrestling for a little bit. I was a valet in Chicago for a small indie promotion. I did a couple shows for them where I would actually be, you know, a manager in drag and participate in some matches. So like it was super fun, super cool, and such like a benchmark in my career that I'm so proud of. Like something I got to do, like a dream realized. I got to like be, you know, that Sunny or that Sable kind of character coming out to the ring and, you know, interfering with matches and, you know, helping the bad guys win. That kind of stuff. Like being able to be an actual heel in wrestling was awesome. So I wanted to bring something like that to Drag Race because it hadn't really been done since season 4 of that wrestling challenge. Like never the two paths have really crossed that much. So with this look, I decided to take inspiration from all sorts of people. Mainly Gorgeous George, Buddy Rogers, Ric Flair, and his daughter Charlotte Flair, especially Charlotte, the latter. I wanted to like combine both Charlotte and Ric to create like this gorgeous, fantastic, over-the-top female wrestler beauty queen. Because you think of like the history of wrestling, there is a long, proud tradition of whenever someone won the King of the Ring tournament, they always become like royalty. That became like their new thing. You have to address them as king. So like I wanted to like take a spin on that and do like the Queen of the Ring. And that is the pageant I won. And my sash, because you had to have a sash, is actually a wrestling title. This outfit was designed by Justin Velarde. My drag daughter Justin did this for me. And I was super happy with this. Like the way we discussed this was I pitched him the idea and I told him I want to do like a Ric Flair, Charlotte Flair-esque kind of robe where it's like a traditional robe but more like shaped out to be a gown. Like you really expect it, it's a full-on gown. It just has like the illusion of a robe. So like I wanted like the big feather boa trim on everything, like super opulent, stones everywhere, and I was really, really happy with how it came out because it was super unique. And I thought it's such a different take, like with the knee pads and everything, like they wouldn't expect this out of me. And the craftsmanship on this was fantastic. It was heavy though. Like that lining, can we talk about the lining? There was this amazing blue sequin lining inside of the jacket. It was so pretty, but it made everything so heavy. And I left blue sequins all over Justin's house. Like he's still finding blue sequins to this day in places he wouldn't even expect. I'm very proud of that actually. That's like my favorite part of the story. Now, as for the sash, I want to do something creative with this because it said in the prompt you have to have a sash. So I decided we were going to create a wrestling belt. Like my friend Darren actually had this belt in his house. It was a belt he got from like a party. And it was perfect. Like it's totally like Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, kind of like super girly pink belt. And we decided to have a whole new plate made for it. It's a sticker. And the design is actually by my graphic designer friend, Jonathan Warwick, who does a lot of my merchandise stuff. He actually made this whole thing, the Queen of the Ring. Now, the name for this actually was tossed around a bit. I wanted to do Miss Rupaul'S, but it did not pass by, you know, clearance. They didn't think it would really fly, and they thought it might cause an issue with copyright. So we didn't do Rupaul'S. We decided to do the Queen of the Ring, which I'm happy with too. And honestly, check it out. Like, it's a bicep holding a lipstick with the JM nameplates, so you know it's my belt. And thank you so much, Handmade by Jacob, for constructing this last minute. He did the sticker, the overlay over the plate. Like, it's amazing. Like, they fit perfectly, and it was done such a rush, and like, he had very little time to do it, and he delivered so hard on it. I did have a wrestling bralette and a wrestling panty underneath, so like, when you look really closely, you can kind of see like my panty peeking through. It's a bright, bright blue, like Ric Flair, Charlotte Flair always used to wear. As well as I made my own knee pads, which was an experience. I watched a lot of YouTube tutorials on how to make wrestling knee pads. Like, it was a lot of stuff like I was trying out for the first time and just hoping it would work, and I was really, really pleased with how everything looked. And like as I was in the trailer getting ready for the Fame Games runways, like I decided last minute, like we're gonna go full out with this. Like we're gonna have I took some actual gaffer's tape and wrapped my wrists up so it looked like a wrestler's taped wrist. I did put some tape on the fingers and all that. Like all those little like motifs and niches that happen in wrestling that if you like pay close attention, if you're a wrestling fan, you see it and you know it instantly. Like, oh, okay, this person means business. Whenever they tape their fists up and everything, just to keep everything straight, it like gives like a level of legitimacy that I love. And I love adding that with like the big acrylic nails. Walking this on the runway was a lot of fun. Like I got to do like the flare strut and everything. And I wooed every opportunity I could. Like a big old loud boisterous woo! It was a dream realized because you think about wrestling and these wrestling personalities like Ric Flair and the Gorgeous Georges and all that. Freddie Blassie, like they were all these really, really camp, over the top, overly pristine men that wore these big extravagant robes with feathers and trims. And Ric Flair, that big blonde bouffant Farrah Fawcett hair he had in the 70s, like they were drag queens, all right? Like they were super, super femme, but they had like these reputations of being like these big studs and like these women getters, even though like they're very, very Liberace-esque. Like I love that dichotomy and I wanted to pay tribute to that and kind of bring that essence into this character when I was walking on the runway. And I wanted to like draw a lot of inspiration for like modern day women's wrestling too, because women's wrestling has come such a long way, especially Charlotte Flair, like the GOAT, all right? The queen, Miss Charlotte Flair. She is everything. Look her up, she is fabulous. Like entering in the ring in a helicopter and all this kind of stuff. Like I wanted to pay a huge homage to her and just the Flair dynasty in general. Because like that is the top tier of opulence in wrestling, okay? Like doing the most, having the most extravagant outfits and letting everyone know they're extravagant. Like I love that. It's so drag, it's so camp, it's everything. Now I hope y'all enjoyed Miss Queen of the Ring. She's one of my favorite outfits I had, and like I think Justin did such an amazing job on this. And I'm so excited to wear it out in gigs and stuff because this is such an out there look. And as for the detail on the back, I had my name printed out, Jaymes Mansfield, that I stoned, just so you have it on the back of the robe, because that's that final wrestler's touch. Now, I hope y'all enjoyed my Miss Blank, Miss Queen of the Ring. I love this look. I was obsessed with it. It's one of my favorite looks I've ever done. And I can't wait to wear it out on gigs and stuff, because it's such a howler to see out. Like, this belt is freaking ridiculous. Like, I love it so much. It's like one of my favorite things in my apartment. I love it so much. Now, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I can't wait to share more of my outfits I would have worn on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 8. And don't forget to vote for me, Jaymes Mansfield, as the Queen of the Fame Games. The polls will open up on July 14th. Be sure and vote for me and just watch the show and more information will come out. Now don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye!
Click here and watch episode 6, A Night of 1,000 Grace Joneses. Or watch me recreate my wig I made for Neil Patrick Harris on Drag Me to Dinner. Come on, click it. You know you want to. If you don't click it, I'll put you in the figure 4 leg lock. So click it.